What's up, everybody? Not even sure if this is going live. My face isn't even working right now. Okay. Well, testing the audio. Oh, I don't like that, so let's see if I can switch this up. Can you hear me? All right, well, it looks like that's working. So let me just go ahead and switch over to this real quick. Okay, well, sorry about all that. I'm actually testing a new thing using my cell phone to stream live. I wasn't actually sure if this would work or not. Just because, as you can see right about here, it says Streamlabs. Trying to use that to be able to stream live, and I'm in my car right now. I just finished doing a little bit of driving just to see what the market was looking like. But while I was out, got this information from Uber. Well, let me just go in. So what it was, first of all, is in the app, you go to your inbox. Everybody should be getting this. If you didn't get it, I don't know what their problem is. Learn more about the 14-day financial assistance for, and then that was all that it said. And then you click that link and it takes you to the Uber blog. I'm going to be honest with you, I've got the sun just kind of cooking in on me, so I might start sweating during this. And I was trying to run the air, but my phone is connected to my car, and I didn't think to just turn off the Bluetooth. Which I bet I could just do that right now. Sorry about that. I'm going to kill the Bluetooth. There we go. And I'm going to turn on my car so that I don't bake in here while I do this stream. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got the Uber blog. And basically they're going over more information about the compensation, 14-day compensation, if you have to quarantine either because you got coronavirus or you were told to self-quarantine just in case, or if they deactivate you. So let's go down that a little bit. I'm not going to read everything word for word. You can read that, but questions drivers might have: what is the financial policy, and who are the people that are affected by it? Basically, here's the key information that you need to know. If you have done at least one trip, and that's either Uber delivery or passenger trip, since March 6th of this year, then you qualify for some form of financial assistance. Now, it's not going to be the same for everybody, and that's what this policy goes over, but it will be something. You qualify for some form of financial assistance, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Here is exactly what has to happen in order for you to get it. You have to either be diagnosed with the coronavirus or COVID-19, or you have to be placed in an individual quarantine by a public health authority. So you don't have to necessarily get diagnosed by it if you're just put in quarantine. If you are personally asked to self-isolate by a public health authority or licensed medical provider. So if your doctor says you need to self-quarantine, even though you haven't been diagnosed, if they say it, or a other public health authority, whatever qualifies as, if the WHO calls you and is like, self-isolate, then there you go. Or the CDC. Or if your account is restricted by Uber as a result of information provided by a public health authority that you have been diagnosed or have been exposed to someone diagnosed with COVID-19. And then, like I said before, additionally, you must have taken at least one trip in the 30 days before March 6th. So, okay, so it's not since March 6th. I was wrong there. It's in the 30 days since March 6th. So that's where we are. I'm going to take a quick moment because I always forget to do this. Please like this video, subscribe, share this information, especially put this information out there for all the drivers, stuff that you need to know about. So yeah, don't forget to do that. Click the link below, etc., etc. Oh, one reason I think this could be valuable, if you are one of these people that has an autoimmune issue, go to your doctor, especially if there are other people in your family that you may or may not interact with, or other people like, you know, if you have roommates or whatever, and they put you at risk. Go to your doctor and ask them if you should self-quarantine. And if they say yes, boom, there you go. You've got 2 weeks where you're going to get compensated somewhat. The compensation is different, and I'm going to just kind of go over that a little bit, because the next question is, how much financial assistance is Uber giving to drivers and delivery people? And what they tell you is it depends. It depends on how much work that you've done for them. So it says, to ensure our financial assistance fairly meets the needs of everyone who uses our platform, you will receive, the amount of assistance you will receive will be based on your average daily earnings over the last 6 months. However, if you have been on Uber's platform for less than that, then your average earnings will be based on how much you have earned in the time between your first trip and March 6th. So to help understand what this means for you, they give an example of drivers in San Francisco. So average daily earnings over the last 6 months for somebody in San Francisco, if they got $28.50 a day, 57 cents a day, then for 14 days they'll only get $400. If they average $64.28 a day, then they'll get $900. And if they averaged $121.42 a day in San Francisco, California, then for 14 days of isolation, you will get $1,700. And there's a star here that says shorter time period used if first trip was more recent. So there you go. It's an example. Don't sit there and go, oh, I'm in Phoenix. I averaged $121.42 a day. I'm going to get $1,700. It's based on your market, and it's based on not the number of trips, which I think I said the number of trips, but your average daily earnings. So if you don't drive on Mondays and Wednesdays, then those will still get calculated. So, you know, let's say you get $700 a week, and you drive every day, then your average daily earning is obviously $100 a day, you know, there you go. Even if you don't drive every day, if you drive just on one day and you make $700 in that day, that's awesome, by the way. But you still only average $100 a day, and you will get whatever they feel is adequate compensation for your market for that thing. So every eligible driver in the U.S. will receive a minimum payment of $50, even if they have done only one trip. So if you are quarantined, and in the 6 months prior to March 6th, you did at least one trip, you will get $50. If you did 2 trips, but your average daily earnings come under $50 total, you'll still get $50. So keep that in mind. The minimum you will get compensated for your 14 days out is $50. How do drivers and delivery people who believe they are eligible for this financial assistance claim it? Go in here, go into this blog, use the link in your app, and oops, sorry about that. And there's a link. You can submit documentation here. I'm not going to click it. You can do that. What documentation is Uber requiring to determine eligibility? There's only one of two things. Either number one, you need to provide documentation from a licensed medical provider or public health authority with a diagnosis of COVID-19 or an order by a licensed medical provider or public health authority requiring you to self-isolate. So even if you haven't been diagnosed, but you've been told to self-isolate, there's not a lot of tests out there. There's not a lot of tests that say, hey, you have it, you don't have it. So if for some reason you've been told to self-isolate, because they can't take for the but they self-isolate anyways, there's a good chance, and they give you all your prescriptions, they tell you to do all that stuff. Well, there you go. Excuse me. Then you need to self-isolate. You get that documentation, the doctor's information, you provide it to Uber, and boom, they'll send you that information. Oh, I did something there. I think I still stream even if I'm not showing the camera on my phone, but I don't know. Now, here's something else that's important. If a public health authority directly notifies Uber that a driver or delivery person has been diagnosed or otherwise potentially exposed to the virus, excuse me, where's my water? We will automatically enroll them in our financial assistance program, and they will not have to provide any additional documentation. So if you're driving along and all of a sudden you can't get on your app and you're like, hey, WTF, and then you're told by Uber, hey, by the way, a passenger in your vehicle was diagnosed with the coronavirus and therefore we're suspending you because you are at risk, you don't have to do anything. They're going to go ahead and compensate you according to them. I don't have any kind of evidence. I have not had this issue. Ojalá that I never do. And so hopefully, not many people ever have to not self-diagnose or not provide documentation. Hopefully not a lot of people have to use this. I'm really hoping that y'all stay safe out there, that you stay clean, and that the coronavirus stays out of your vehicles. But if it does, and you don't know about it, but Uber finds out, they will automatically enroll you. When will drivers and delivery people receive assistance if they are found to be eligible? After we confirm eligibility, in most instances, you will receive the financial assistance in your account within 2 to 5 business days. We will work speedily to do blah, 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 blah. So, expect it once you know that you are eligible and you've done everything that is your part, provided the documentation or just been told that it's going to come, whatever, 2 to 5 business days, that's what you can expect. How long do eligible drivers and delivery people have to register for this financial assistance? You will be able to file a claim for financial assistance up to 30 days after the date of your diagnosis or the date when your individual quarantine came into effect. Here's something else. This policy is effective until April 6th. Only until April 6th of this year, at which time we will reassess the situation and release a go-forward policy. So, this is only good until April 6th, and then who knows what will happen. They may continue it, they may ramp it up, they may ramp it down. I don't know. They haven't said. There's nothing that they've put out that really tells us. It's different if you're not in the United States. It says if you're in Europe and have been confirmed and have confirmed sickness, you may be eligible for benefits through the partner protection coverage from AXA. So that's something. If you're in Europe, if you're go to this thing, check that out. Everything I've talked about so far is pretty much just the United States, though. What will happen to Uber accounts for drivers and delivery people when they are found to be eligible for financial assistance? Uber will temporarily restrict your account access for the same period in which you are receiving assistance. Excuse me. So you will not be able to complete trips while you're in quarantine. So don't go out and convince your doctor to quarantine you and then still go out and try and drive. You're not going to be able to double dip on this. Now, what happens if a city shuts down Uber's service? It says if we were to fully cease operations in a city or country, we will work with local governments to understand how best to support drivers and delivery people. Full shutdown in a city has not yet taken place anywhere in the world as a result of the coronavirus. Yeah. So far, because no cities have shut down, Uber is not ceasing operations. So keep that in mind. Uber is not ceasing operations. If you are an UberX only driver, there's a good chance it's a good idea to start moving into the, the delivery side of things. I'll tell you from experience that as a UberX and an Uber delivery driver, if you are in a surge zone that is surge for UberX or for passengers, then you will also get that added to your delivery. Now, if you are only a delivery driver, you do not get the benefit of a PAX surge. There are surges that qualify that are only Uber, that are only delivery stuff. In the past, they've been weaker. That's just the way it is, just to let you know. They've been a lot less. For example, about 3 weeks ago, I was doing a test of all of this, and I had on PAX and I had on Uber delivery. I went ahead and logged out or turned off the passenger aspects of everything. Almost the entirety of the surges went away, and there was a tiny little surge for $1.50 only in a specific spot in Tempe. That was it. That was all. I went ahead and turned back on PAX. Boom, all the surges came back. So that may change. Hopefully, Uber is, their surges are sensitive to the needs of delivery. And if you are a delivery only, hopefully those surges start going up and you start to benefit more from it. But if you are Uber PAX and you're not doing delivery, I recommend going ahead and turning it on, calling them and asking them to turn it on for you, and just taking a look at that. Because if there is a surge and it's a passenger surge, but you can get some deliveries, then that's going to help you out as well. So, but anyways, that's my update. If you have any questions or comments, I can't see comments right now, so I'll reply to comments after I have this video up and posted and after I've shared the link on Twitter. But tell me what you think. Tell me your thoughts. Do you think this is helpful? Do you think it's a step in the right direction? At least, at a minimum, it's a step in the right direction. I feel like it's at least something. It's a little late, but better late than never. I think it's something which is, more than Postmates. Oh, speaking of, I know I put in my title, or I was going to put in my title, that Lyft and Postmates and all that. So let me see what information I have. I don't have anything immediately from Lyft. Let me see if I go to my dashboard on Lyft. Let's see what we got on the dashboard on Lyft. Refer friends, safety, drive cities, about us, press. I'm not seeing anything specific. Let's go to driver portal. Nothing's happening. Press, maybe we'll bring up something. There's nothing in the press. Check out our blog. Okay, so let's recent announcements. Check out our blog. Going to the Lyft blog. Let's see what that provides us. They have stuff about the Nashville tornado, and I'm not seeing anything here. So maybe they'll put more out. I'm not seeing anything on the current Lyft log about compensation from Lyft. So Lyft drivers, if you're exclusive with Lyft, I'm sorry. And for those that are both, if you were hoping to do 2 weeks on one and 2 weeks on the other, Hopefully Lyft puts some information out, but it's probably, if they do anything, it's probably going to be very similar to what Uber is doing. So just something to keep in mind. I'll go ahead and open Postmates. I don't really do much Postmates, but I may start doing a lot more Postmates. And let's see if we have any information from Postmates newsroom. So Postmates has new drop-off options, referral options, nothing about know your rights with coronavirus, nothing about compensation from Postmates either. I imagine DoorDash isn't doing anything. So right now it's just Uber. For those of you that do Uber in any way, shape, or form, like I said, you can't get compensated. You have to be diagnosed or told to self-isolate, self-quarantine, and you'll get compensated based on your average daily earnings in the 6 months prior to March 6th. So there you go, everybody. Again, don't forget to like this video, share this video so that people are aware, Uber drivers are aware, other drivers are aware, so they can hustle Lyft and Postmates and DoorDash and all of those people to do the same thing. So share this. Let's get the information out there. Like the video, all that kind of stuff, and share your thoughts. Comment to me on Twitter, PHX Night Driver for Phoenix Night Driver on Twitter. Let me know your thoughts there. Would love to hear them, would love to share them. And yeah, thanks for watching, and wish me luck while I figure out how to stop this.